Dear NHS, for all that you've been brilliant this year and last through the pandemic, my big thanks go to you from way back in 1996. I was working as a senior care assistant in a nursing home in Bradford, where I lived back then. My boss also had a care home not far from where I worked. I worked shifts of either morning or afternoon, so one day my boss asked me if I could help out, as she was short-staffed at the care home. Well, as I loved my job so much, I said yes. So she gave me my following week's shifts, which were very long hours. I'd work 7:30 till 1:30 at the nursing home, then go to the care home to work 2 till 9:30. Then I'd do a sleepover at the care home so I could be on call in case of emergency. I'd get up the following morning for a morning shift at the care home of 7:30 till 1:30, followed by an afternoon shift at the nursing home of 2 till 9. And then I'd go home for the night. Well, the following day, I'd repeat the same shifts of the previous 2 days. Well, this went on for about a month. One day, I went into the care home for the afternoon shift. I made myself a drink and had a cigarette as usual before my shift. I always got in half an hour before my shift was due to start. That's the last I remember, until I woke up 3 weeks later in the ICU.
One of the girls came down at the end of her shift and found you with your head on the table, unconscious. She ran upstairs and luckily the deputy matron of both homes was there. She came down, took one look at you and said you'd had a brain hemorrhage. She rang an ambulance and you were taken to Bradford Royal Infirmary where the diagnosis was confirmed. They performed a tracheotomy on you, but there wasn't a surgeon available to operate on your brain. The nearest hospital with a surgeon was Pinderfields in Wakefield. As it was an emergency, to get you there quickly, they rang the police to get you an escort. You had to get to Pinderfields in 20 minutes, or you'd be dead. So you had 2 police bikes and a car in front of the ambulance, and the same behind, all on blues and twos. You arrived and were rushed to theatre, where all the staff were waiting for you. Luckily, when they got into your brain, they found that most of your blood had already clotted due to an antibody that clots quickly. After the op, you were taken to ICU and put in an induced coma. You were there for 3 weeks before you came round and moved.
Moved to a regular ward. I didn't know, but while I was in the coma, my youngest son had got married and my eldest son's partner had had a baby, all on the same day. Well, my daughter-in-law brought a newborn son to see me, and when she laid him on the bed, he was the double of my son. So much so, I thought it was him, and that was why I was in hospital, because I'd given birth. I was discharged about 3 weeks later. I then went back for a checkup 6 weeks later, to be told I'd be going back to Pinderfields to have another operation on the other side of my head, as I had another 3 aneurysms that needed to be snipped and drained. I had 7 aneurysms altogether, and 1 kills. I'd been in hospital for 4 to 6 weeks, which, when the time came, I was in for 4 days. But that's another story. So, all in all, within 6 months, the NHS, and in particular, Mr. G.M. Towns, had saved my life twice. For that, I am very grateful. God bless the NHS. They all deserve a huge pay rise and a lot of thanks and praise every day.